Hello everyone, today we'll talk about a whole number and fraction. We are moving to chapter 10, lesson 1. Your classwork, page 210 211, your homework, page 156. Fraction. What is fractions? Fractions, it's a name, a part of a whole. That means you have one whole and you cut it into smaller part. On this case, I cut it into two halves. So that means I have one whole and I divide it for two pieces, or cut it, or chopped, or split. But it should be what? Equally. I did that. I cut it equally. I chopped it equally. I split equally. It's look like division. So let's take a look how I can find the answer of this quotient. Let's try to remember how I can do the division. Okay, let's start. 2 divided on 2 equals 1. 20 divided on 2. It's like 20. You should know what is the half of 20. You divide it on 2. Skip down by 2 if you don't know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And the answer is 10. 18 divided on 2. It's like the half of 18. The 18 you can put it into two equal parts. What are they? 9 and 9. You see, I'm doing what? I'm cutting. I'm dividing the 18 into two parts. 14 divided on 2. It's what and what? It's 7, and 7 equals 14. You remember this is doubles. 8 divided on 2. It's 4, and 4. And 12 divided on 2. It's 6, and 6. So what can you see? I'm doing what? I'm also cutting, sharing, cut equally, divide, split, chopped equally. So I can put the fraction line because it's the same. So this is one way to write division, and this is another way to write it. I can say 2 divided on 2 equals 1. 20 divided on 2 equals 10. You can see here my numerator. We say numerator is never under. It never go down. It's always up. Numerator is never under. Denominator is always down. So who's down? 2. That means I have one whole and I cut into, sorry, this is not equal. I cut into two parts, right? So 20 divided on 2 equals 10. I can write it on another way. I can put the chair. I can say here 20 divided on 2 equals 10. You remember division down, the one who will help you to divide. His eyes divide, his nose multiply, and he got the minus here. So 10 multiplied by 2 equals 20, and then subtract, and the answer is 0, and your quotient is 10. Okay. Now, we say fraction come from Latin word called fractos. Sorry. So fraction come from a Latin word called fracto. That's mean to broken, okay, to cut. So if you see here, I having two holes and I want to share with one person. So he is taking the same two pizza, and as you can see, the pizza is chopped into small pieces so he can put it inside his mouth. But this is division. I can say here 2 divide on 1 equals 2. So he will take the two whole pizza, but the pizza is chopped into smaller pieces. Okay, now on this case in fraction, I having one whole and I want to share with many people. Okay, also I'll put the fraction line, and if I see the one person the unit fraction, how many each person will take, I'll say I cut it the whole. I cut one whole into 6 pieces, so each one will take 1/6. So 1/6, 1/6, and like this. Okay. Now let's say hi. This is Cookie, and as you can see, she's happy. We are gonna feed her pizza. But as you can see, my pizza here is cut into halves. The first one is cut into half, the second one is cut into half. So if you can see, it's a half and half, half and half, right? I share with her 2 pizza, each one. So each pizza is cut into half, half, and the other one is cut into half. So how many halves I have? How many halves? Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 parts, right? 4. And the denominator is, you take it from one whole. That means you cut it into. So it's equals to 2 whole. Now Cookie's still hungry and she didn't like that. She didn't like to take this half, so I will give her 3 pizza this time, and each one, as you can see, is cut into fourths. 3 pizza, each one is cut in. You see the fourth is very small, so Cookie can eat it. Okay, now I put for her 3 whole, and each one is cut into 4 equals part. This not equal, okay, but it should be equal. 4 equals part, and each one is 1/4. How I know I'm using 1/4? Because I cut one whole. I cut my one whole into 4 equals part, so I know my denominator is 4. Now I will count how many small parts I have. I'll change the color so you can see when I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So they are 12 parts. You see the yellow one I give to Cookie? This small one. So she can put, so she will eat 12 pieces of pizza. 12 pieces. 12 pieces. How many whole I need to make 12 pieces? It's like division. 12 divided on 4 equals 3 whole. So I need to bring for her 3 whole pizza. Let's see that. So what is equivalent fraction? Like we say, if I put for Cookie 1 pizza and I cut it into 2 parts, it's 1/2. Cookie cannot eat this in 1 part. Yeah, you see it has small mouth. So okay, Cookie, we will bring another pizza. Where is the pizza? Come on. And this time I cut it into 4 equals parts. So if I take 1 part, it will be, she said she wants the half of the pizza, so I cut it into 2/4 to make for her what she needs. But Cookie says still this 2/4, I color it now, it's big for her mouth, so I need to cut my pizza again, and this time I cut it into 8 pieces. So if I take the same one, it will be what? 4 pieces. 4/8. You see the half and the 2/4 and 4/8 all the same size, but they are cut into smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, we need this for next lesson and to understand also some of our lesson today. Now I will open our math manipulative. So now I can give Cookie small piece, you see. Remember that I have equal parts, and numerator is up, is never under, denominator is always down. So let's try to remember this. 1/3, 1/2, this is a famous fraction. And the last one, come on, the last one is 1/4 or quarter. And we say we can represent the fraction into stripes, into pi, and on a number line. And remember, in the on the number line you put interval for cut one hole, we call it interval. This 1, 2, 3, and the number of interval in one hole tell you your denominator. So my interval here is 3, my denominator is 3, and if I am standing, for example, on this point, it will be 2/3. Okay, now I will move to the virtual manipulative. Please remember, it's very important to play on this one. Try to open it, okay? You can see I can choose any chapter I want, any chapter 9, chapter 10, it doesn't matter. And from the left side you have here virtual manipulative. I'll try to put the link for you. And we are talking about fraction. You have a fraction bars. It's coming, just 1 minute. Okay, so this is a bar. If like, you can drag from the left side or from your right side, you will drag the whole. This is the whole. It's 1/2 and 1/2. This is a whole. You see, to divide onto. Now, how many pieces I have here? Down you have a pen. You put the fraction line and cut. How many pieces you cut one hole? This is one hole. Circle one hole. How many pieces you cut one hole? 2 pieces. So my denominator is 2. Now, how many pieces I have in all of them? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pieces, 4 small pieces. I'm counting the small pieces. So 4 divided on 2 equals 2 whole. This is one whole, this is the second whole. You understand? Again, you can erase it from this trash. You see, it will erase everything. Yes, okay. Okay, come on. Let's do it again. I will bring this. You see, if I'm dragging it from the right side, this, you see, this, it will drag the whole fraction stripes. And I will bring another whole. You see, I'm bringing another whole bar. How I know this is whole? Because if I put the one here, you see, it's the same size. Sorry, come on. It's not here. You see, it's the same size. It's one whole, but I chopped it. I cut it into 5 equals part, and I'll bring the last one. This. As you can see, they are 3 holes, but how I will write this one? Let's try to count. This is one hole, okay? How many pieces I cut one hole? 5. So my denominator is 5. Now the numerator is to cut the whole small pieces, the 1 unit fraction. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But you know how to skip count by 5. 5, and this one will be 10. If you cut 5, then 15. So I know they are 15. You are not baby. You know how to count by 5. Skip count by 5. 5, 10, 15. Each one you cut into 5. 5, 5, 5. I'm repeating the 5. So 15 divided on 5 equals 3 whole. So that means, look, I will change to the arrow. You see here. I will take 1, So how many small parts I need? As you can see, I need 15 from this small green pieces. Okay, this 15 I can find it in 3 holes. Now let's open your math book. Complete the fraction for each whole number. You can make a number line to help you. You really need a number line? No need. What number you divide on 6 give you 2? So multiply. 2 multiplied by 6 equals 12. I want to know my whole. It will be 12. If you don't know, you want to draw them. You will cut your whole into how many pieces? Into 6 pieces. 6 equals part. This is my number line, and this is a half of it. Okay, so this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I cut it into 6, so my denominator is 6. But they didn't say I need one hole, I need 2 holes. So I'll bring another hole, and also I will cut into 6 pieces. 1 sixes, 2 sixes, 3 sixes, 4, and this is 5, and this is 6 sixes. Now, how many holes I used? 2. So my answer is correct. And how many small pieces I need? 6 and 6, 12. Okay, let's do this. This is easy. What give you whole? What will give you whole? We say it several times. 8 on 8 equals 1. You can say 3 on 3, 2 on 2, 4 on 4. All of them are give you the same answer, but here, because I have denominator is 8. Okay, so you can guess this one. What number you divide on 4 give you 3? Think about it. It will give you 3 holes, so you'll draw 3 whole number line. You will draw 3 whole number line. This is a 3 whole number line, and each one is cut into how many pieces? Into 4 pieces. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 on 4 on 4 on 4, and again and again. Count the small pieces and tell me what is your answer. Now, can you match a whole with an equivalent fraction? 12 divided on 3, the answer is 4. So it's number 11. And you can do it. You can divide, find the answer, and then match. Okay, the same page, 211. Each shape is one whole. Write a fraction and a whole number for shaped parts. So we say, I'll put the fraction line and my denominator tell me how many parts I cut one whole. So how many parts I cut one whole? 4, 5, 6. Can you see the color? 5, 6. So what is my denominator? 6. And I shade them all. I color the whole 6 parts. So it's 1. Now here, what is your denominator? Can you tell me? You know that denominator from one whole. How many parts I cut one whole? How many parts I cut one whole? 1, 2, 3. So it's a 3. Now, how many small pieces I have? Can you count them? Skip count by 3. 3, 6, 9. And if you divide 9 on 3 equals 3. Your numerator is more than denominator, so this is division. Okay? Is it clear? Let's move to the problem solving, the last one on page 211. Susan has 4 apples. How you will draw the apples? Circle, bar, or a number line? Circles, of course. 4 apples. This is 4. She cuts each apple into fourths and fourth tell you it's a fraction. That means they are equally cut into 4 pieces. They should be equally. Okay, write a fraction to represent the apple after Susan cut them. I'll put the fraction line. My denominator tell me how many parts I cut one whole. How many parts I cut one whole? 4. What is my numerator? How many parts I shaved? I shaved all of them. So let's count the small pieces. 4, 8, 12, 16. Is it correct if I divide 16 on 4 equals 4? So my answer is correct. Lan eats 12/6 of oranges that were on his plate. 6 orange. The orange, can I represent it with a part or with a pie? A pie. That were on his plate. Now, they didn't tell us how many oranges, so I'll draw one only. And they say, how I will know how many parts I cut my whole? From my denominator. Excellent. How many parts I cut one whole? 6. So I will chop into 3. And then this. There are 6 parts. Now they say 12 pieces. Is this 12 pieces? No, this is 6. How I'll make them 12? I need another whole, and again I will cut it into 3 and then into 6. Now I have another 6. This 6 sixes and 6 6 6. It's 12 sixes, and the answer is how many whole? 2 wholes. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.